Hi, Kendrick.
Why, hello. How are you?
I'm good. Kendrick is getting off a long, busy work day, everyone.
Whew.
He had performance reviews. He's interviewing people. Like, how important do you sound, though, huh?
Right?
Excuse me.
Goodness.
Okay, the fate of someone's career was in his hands. But he's nice, he says. He says he's a nice boss. I believe it.
Yes. It could be a lot worse than me, I promise you.
Oh, hell yeah. I used to say that to people all the time.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing. It could be a lot worse. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I said that too much.
Right. We might be
Um,
toxic. We might be the problem. I don't
Wait,
know.
are we the problem?
We might be the
Exactly.
problem.
Oops. Okay. I want to start us off with the Kenya Carlos interview, part two.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
I want to hear your thoughts first because I'm more
Okay.
fascinated because I know what mine are.
Okay. I thought parts 1 and 2 were fucking amazing. I loved
hmm
this interview because I agree with Carlos when he says Kenya is one of the most. I've always said that one of the most underappreciated housewives.
hmm
Like people, because they don't like her and don't like the fact that she will take the negative from the fans in order to give us a great show. They
Yeah.
don't like appreciate her as like being like a top 10 housewife, and she is. Like, there's no
hmm
disputing that Kenya Moore is Kenya Moore. So,
hmm
and I loved everything about this. I loved how she talked about Portia, because I think it's great when people that like have truly hated each other in the past can like come out and be like, but no, she was amazing on the show. Like, I respected her.
hmm
She was this
Totally.
and that. And she said that Portia like never hit below the belt with her. She felt like Portia was one of the few people that never hit below the belt. And I was like, I tried to think about it. I was like, well, we probably have different definitions of below the belt, because I know
hmm
Kenya's belt is in hell. So I know
hmm
it might be different things, but I thought that was interesting. Everything about Portia was interesting. So
hmm
that makes me feel like we're really about to get some kind of
Right?
don't call it a comeback.
That
We might get
that's what that
something.
felt like to me too, was it's like
Uh-huh.
green light to go ahead and bring her back.
Yes. But this whole interview also, to me, felt like a swan song in a way. Like, I
Ooh.
don't think it's gonna happen, but it felt like I. It's weird. I don't know a reality person that can say this much about the show they're currently on, and then like be welcomed back with open
Mm.
arms, because she's speaking like she is going in on production this entire time, like going in on
Yeah,
production,
she really
and
is.
yeah, going in on the cast. Like, it's
The
wild, but
audience is also going in on like like people are
yeah.
saying the things about the production, and
Uh-huh.
so I'm very interested. They feel that her saying all that stuff kind of made it feel like that she maybe knows some things happening on production.
Okay. That's what it
Because
feels
you're
like,
it was
something's
a
changing.
bold it was a bold thing to do, to just be so outspoken. There's no denying what she was saying, though.
Yeah.
They cut her entire storyline. And
Everything.
her event, the Kenya Moore Hair Care Salon,
Uh-huh.
that had the entire cast plus Cynthia plus someone else was there. Claudia?
I think so. Yeah,
Someone else
yeah.
was there, like, someone else showed up, and
Uh-huh.
they cut it completely, and then Kenya even says, "But then here we go, we get this, like, angel foster children event for Marlo that only, Sonia and Courtney showed up to,
We're
but
even
that's on
invited
camera."
to. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I thought that when she said that, someone else had posted too that, like, she had this entire storyline and it wasn't on the show, and I was like, "That almost feels like they are pushing her out."
It feels it
It's
something's
it
in the air.
I think I said this on air once, but I'm pretty sure I've said it to you, maybe not. I feel like they don't I felt even last season they don't like Kenya production.
Yeah.
It feels like she's either really difficult to work with, which she's proven she can be.
Yeah.
She's proven she can be difficult, but it felt personal last year with the way they showed in the fight with her and Marlo, how
Uh-huh.
they only showed what she said to Marlo and not the stuff Marlo said about Brooklyn,
The
and how
Marlo editing is very, very weird. Like, no matter how you look at it, her especially breaking it down, like knowing that like Marlo chased her around a restaurant or something like that, like
yeah,
something
what the fuck was
weird.
that?
Right. Like, we're missing a lot of pieces of the puzzle. It
Yeah.
sounds like they could have. they delivered a lot during the season that we just didn't see.
I wonder like whose idea it was to really who pushed for Marlo to get that peach. And then when her first
Oh.
season was mixed reviews,
Mhm.
I'm like, are they now desperately trying to prove they didn't make a mistake? Like, did someone take a big risk, like sticking their neck out for her or something? Because it's like
Mhm.
they are totally crafting a whole image for her and definitely making it look like Candy and Kenya are just bitter,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah. They would have to like at this point, I think, really kind of yeah, do like she said, do some casting changes. Like if you're gonna keep like the foundation we know,
Yeah.
then it almost feels like they're gonna keep half of the girls and then
Hmm.
do away and bring in some other people. Like this is a fixable cast. It's just that I don't know what's going on right now. It sounds like Kenya is really like giving us a peek behind the curtain and saying a lot of stuff that we had no privy to. Like I didn't know a lot of this. The whole I'll tell you what part made me literally audibly scream during this interview though. When Carlos asked, did Marlo single-handedly
Hmm.
ruin the Hero Housewives of Atlanta? And Kenya goes on a tirade because she feels the exact same way and she's like, "Why do you have what is it? What an electric chair and what is it called? A
Oh, what
floating
did she call
chair,
chairlift?
a chairlift. Like, why do you have a chairlift in your house? Is to get those 80-year-old men to your bedroom easier and saying like when she went on that whole tirade, I was like, goodness gracious. But also, why do you have a chairlift in your house?
And
Like,
I didn't even notice that either. So
me neither. But now I'm gonna be
no,
looking in every
now I'm
scene to
gonna
see what's
yeah,
going
same,
on.
same, same.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I thought it okay, let me put it this way. Carlos, if I do the math with all
Mm-hmm.
the interviews that he's been doing with Bravo Lebs, and then especially the Nene first and this, Carlos is on a rampage against Bravo and against Andy. There's no denying it now. He is so he has been shameless about his thoughts on it, but this was like he's really going for it. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't
Mhm.
plan. He's never going back to Bravo because he's all on own anyway, so he doesn't need
Yeah.
Bravo, but he definitely has opinions um
Mhm.
that are very negative and shameless and not wrong necessarily, but parts of it to me almost devalued some of what Kenya was saying because it got a little too petty, messy. And I was like, no, they're actually
Yeah.
bringing up, Kenya's bringing up good points. I just don't want it to get lost because a lot of people have issues with Carlos King. And I don't
Mhm.
want it to get lost on it just seeming like he's kind of bitter and was kind of trying to like make her say more shade
Mhm.
because I've my journey with Kenya has been the same as yours. It took me a really long time to be like, all right, I just have to give her the props. I just do.
Yeah.
Like I can't take it away from her.
Mhm.
But she's also been difficult and she's also done all the shit that I hated Nene for doing, like refusing to participate, refusing to speak to people. And
Mhm.
she's been doing that now for a few seasons because she doesn't feel like she's got worthy opponents. But it's like,
Mhm.
you know what it reminds me of when you're all working at a job together. Like let's say a restaurant job. You're all in the same restaurant job and then pretty much everyone leaves except for like the three strong people, but like the
Mhm.
place has gone downhill. No one even wants to work there anymore. And so that's what Atlanta feels like this season to me. It feels
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you have
yeah.
Candy and Kenya who are OG. You got to give them their props where props are due. I'm going to call them OGs, even though they weren't there from day one, but they're the only
Right,
ones
right,
really
right.
left, right?
Mhm.
And then you're bringing in, and I do see the criticism people have. Like people are mad at Kenya for not engaging with Courtney and not giving her a shot. But Courtney's just so not like a housewife. She's not gonna be. It was like such a weird choice to have her there and be so prominent.
Yeah.
And then Courtney's gonna be on Candy's thing, and I saw the clip of her doing of the speak on it clip for next week.
Mhm.
And Courtney's like, you were upset with me too. And I'm like, bitch, you need to admit that you came in trying to start something because you wanted camera time. Like you need to,
Exactly.
if you don't admit that, I don't want you back at all. Please stay
Yeah.
off my screen forever. I don't think she'll be back. Kenya was right. She has no house to show. She brought back the baby daddy from the dead to be like, we're tight, we're friends. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
are you? So it was all kinds of bad. I don't want to talk too much shit about production, but it does feel like a production
Right.
issue. Like the
Yeah.
editing's really choppy. It's kind of hard. Like they don't seem to be every episode's kind of like this is okay.
Yeah.
I
There were
think.
episodes this season that I like really enjoyed.
Hmm.
There was others that I absolutely hated.
Yeah.
Like the whole trip to Birmingham could have been scrapped.
Oh my God.
Didn't need to see any of that. Both of those
Garbage.
episodes were terrible. Except when we finally got to like Marlo banging on Kenya's door. Like that whole thing, but then we went right back to boring after that. And I
And
was like,
because then
okay,
Kenya
this
had
is
to like call 911 and go in an ambulance.
yes.
Mm,
All of
mhm,
that, yeah. The season for me started off really promising, and I
mhm,
didn't. A lot of people hated the season. I didn't hate the season. It was
mhm.
okay.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
okay.
okay season. Like compared to Atlanta, we've seen Atlanta do much better. Even
Mhm.
with like not the season 6 cast. That was their
Yeah.
perfect cast. Like even
Mhm,
without that cast,
mhm.
there have been some fantastic seasons. This was not one of them. It was an okay season to me, though. It was okay. There were a lot of highs for me. Like, I thought the season started off great. Like, the first couple of episodes,
Totally.
loved those. Once we got to Birmingham and then took that break, like that week off or whatever, I was
Yep.
like, oh, no, 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 no. This is a bad way to end this. So,
Mhm.
all of that was good. I like the Candy Marlowe climax that we had for a little bit, then that went away, but like we didn't want to stay there too long anyway, because like what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
But it feels very Marlowe heavy. And I don't know if she's like being positioned to be like
Oh, I
that
hope
girl on
not.
the show. And
Mm.
yeah, that's an
It's
odd
just not, you
choice.
can't take that direction because she's not going to tell you what's really going on with her. So you can't,
Yeah.
like, I don't hate Marlo by any means, but
Mhm.
I can tell she's lying. I can tell
About
she's just
everything.
not
Yes.
giving us the real shit, you know?
And if she did, she could be so good. Like, I wonder, where's the money coming from? What old man are you with? Like,
Yeah,
I
why
want to know
is it
all of
bad to
that.
admit that? Please God. Like
Right.
there are whole websites dedicated to being sugar babies. You
Wasn't
know?
Whitney Whitney Rose one?
Oh, oh,
Wasn't she?
I don't know. I don't think was she?
Or maybe she called
Oh,
herself one. I don't
wait,
know.
she was. You're right. Was that in
I
reference?
thought
You're right.
so.
She
I
did say that.
think
You're
so.
right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
it was sad to hear how little respect she does get from production even after all these years, but then it also validated what I've been thinking, which is I don't think they like you. I think they
Yeah.
don't enjoy. I think
Do you?
Carlos was her last like protector,
Yeah.
and then once he was gone, they're like she's just difficult. And like
Yeah.
Andy Cohen is one of the masters at dealing with difficult housewives because he
Mm,
knows that if you're going to do shows like these with crazy women like this, they're
mm.
going to also come with a whole lot of annoying shit, but he just knows how to compartmentalize it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like this production team wants to even waste their damn time on it
Uh-huh.
because they cut her entire story. And I wanted to see her build a damn hair salon.
That might have changed the like
That's
some of the
huge.
the one-on-one scenes we got this season. I told you if you're gonna, if the one-on-one stuff is not given what we needed to, give us more group scenes. Make a group scene. I don't care where they go. Let them go to Chili's on a Friday night, get some fucking Southwestern egg rolls. Like, go to Chili's and just like let the magic happen. Make a group scene. If the individual storylines aren't working, either show some other ones or don't force that on us. And I think that was one of the big mistakes this season. It's like thinking that we cared about. No, I'm sorry, Marlo, but you know me. I always say Marlo is funny as hell to me.
Yeah.
I want Marlo around. I don't know if I want her in a full time capacity or
Hmm.
friend of, but like I want Marlo around because she's funny as hell to me. But focusing on the I'm in therapy, I'm trying to be a better person stuff when you're actively not trying to be a better person, that makes those scenes like nothing to me. So like what are we doing right now?
Especially when she asks, is William the youngest one?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
What she is, after the coach came over or something, she
Mhm.
says to them, haven't you seen a change in me? And I think it's William the younger one. He goes, you're trying. That was all I
Like no
needed.
bitch. No bitch.
I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
don't.
so in other words, this is for the cameras. In other
No,
words, this
right.
whole because you were so in trouble for last season, sending them away and acting
Mhm.
like it was a good thing to do, but you sent them to your sister who lives in a 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom apartment. And like, so she's trying to like she's getting this redemption. It just feels like someone stuck their neck out for Marlo to get a peach, and it was like, oh, you might have fucked up. That might not have been the thing to do. And they're like, no, no, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Because it's just, it
Exactly.
doesn't feel natural. It's just, it's a very confusing about face.
I literally the the past few episodes, like these past few weeks, I really enjoyed a lot of these episodes. Like a lot of them have made me laugh. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of chaos. Like I really like these episodes. But now it's about to end, and it's like, well, damn, it feels like y'all were finally finding your footing this season and like getting it going. But now that's about to end. Another missed opportunity was we didn't see nearly enough Sheree and Martell. Like if Sheree's gonna be back and she's dating Martell Holt, why aren't we seeing? I know. Okay,
You know, he ducked out of filming. You know, after he had that first scene, he was like,
and you
I'm
know
not
what?
fucking coming back.
In my mind too, I'm like, okay, I'm a rational person. I know how production works and stuff. Like I understand that you're on another network. You probably can
Yeah.
only film so much. Like I get that, whatever. But like you should have been able to been there a lot more than you were. Like I'm supposed to believe y'all are in a relationship, and I've seen you twice this season.
Yeah,
Like
and
really?
yet she's flexing it all the time. Like, where's Kenya's man? Where's Kenya's man?
Right. You're
Okay.
bragging about Martell Holt. Like, if you are, let us see it. Like, he might be
Mhm.
great with you, but I want to see the mess. Have him around the group. We need another Peter Thomas. He could be that. Let him be
Yes.
around and be an absolute asshole to
Yes.
everybody like he is on his show.
Yeah.
Inflated ego. Like, let's see it. There's a lot of
Totally.
and then like I like the Sonya stuff. Like it's so sad that like that's what that's real life stuff. I hate that for her. But like prior to that, what was there? And I don't hate Sonya. Like one of my things is I hate so much that Sonya on this show, like being not being as big of a contributor as she should be. It's making people forget like the absolute legend that this woman is, and I hate that for her. That's Sonya Richards Ross, like what is it, 4-time Olympic gold medalist, like wild in the era where we're all rooting on Shikari, like no, literally. And with Son, by the way, Sonya's voice narrating as Shikari's running down the field on NBC because she's getting a check. Oh, absolutely. Sonya will be okay without the Housewives. Like, she always does Olympic coverage, so like, she's good. But like, the fact that this show has like ruined that for her too is really sad for me to watch too, because I'm like, damn, because we're such a I love watching track. Is my favorite thing to watch at the Olympics every time. I love seeing track, male, female, I don't care, relay, 100, I don't care. I love seeing track, and the fact that like, I don't know, it's just more than half at this point. We should have got to the Drew and Ralph stuff earlier. I should have picked up cameras and just kept going. It was a lot of missed stuff, and I'm the same with you. I hate like blaming production because we love all those guys over there. Like they're trying. Like it's not like they're not trying to give us a show. Maybe there's some stuff going on that we don't know about. They might have had to pivot to something else and make Marlo's worth the investment, or bring Sheree back as her, what they call the most fired housewife in history. So had to bring her back to make something work. I don't know.
Nene was
confusing.
right about Sheree though, and I know it sounded just shady, but she was right. Sheree's kind of boring.
Yeah.
If she's not in the middle of like reading somebody and having a funny like quip or something, like she's pretty dull.
Yeah.
So I thought Nene was just being shady, but now, when I realized it was when we were going through on your podcast, when we were talking about our ideal Atlanta cast.
Yes.
And when I thought about Sheree more and more, because after we finished, I just like thought, well, I'm like, yeah, Sheree, Nene wasn't being shady. She was being like kind of a producer, and that she's like, nothing, I don't mean to say anything bad. She's just not what she wants to be. She's only good when she's with Nene, or with Kenya. Can't like, so if they were,
she needs to be elevated.
Exactly.
Like she's not an elevator. That's so stupid. She's not an elevator for a cast.
Yeah.
She needs to be elevated to really get the shit going.
She cannot carry it. No. So if they do a bunch of like powerhouse comebacks, like Nene opened the door, and I do think that if a conversation started, Andy is forgiving enough, he knows what makes good TV,
Mm-hmm.
he would he would want to talk to her, and he would be
Yeah.
like, let's, because he knows everyone's fucking tuning in if
Yeah.
Nene comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will Nene do the right thing with it? I don't know. That is up to her, because she does decide to turn off when she's not in the mood, if it's not going the way she wants it. But I feel like if she were to come back with Portia and know that this is meant to save the show,
Yeah.
Nene would probably act the way we hope she would, like give us what we want her to, as opposed to
Yeah.
like when she just shuts down and doesn't talk, and you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and there's
And you know what? People need breaks from shows sometimes. And we've seen that
it's
in the
very
past.
true.
If you do this shit for too long, maybe you do need a break.
Hmm.
So I mean, these breaks for both Portia and Nene probably rejuvenated them to a whole nother level, to where now they're like, okay, I'm ready to do this shit and do it right. Portia Williams,
Hmm.
Nene Leakes to the rescue. I'm putting
Hmm.
my cape on. I'm coming to save you bitches. Like,
Hmm.
that's what we want. We
Yeah.
love it. Come
And
back.
it would make Kenya and Candy come to work,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so difficult when you're dealing with a storyline like Marlowe's with Candy, where she's like, I'm mad that you didn't, do more for my nephew when he was killed. I'm like, none of us understand what's happening. So
Right.
I don't blame Candy for being like, I'm not showing up for that. Candy still did react and give a lot of content, but it's like
Uh-huh.
and also it feels like every time, every storyline we were following, it just feels like it got like disjointed, and like nothing really arced, nothing really
Yeah.
flowed. It just, they were
Uh-huh.
like piecing stuff together because they wanted to like force relationships to work when they weren't going to. I don't know.
Right, right,
I
right.
don't know. Um, but even in this episode, like it still felt like when I got to the end, I was like, what was this episode about?
Right.
Like I was like, I didn't hate it, because I thought the shoot at Candy's house was
Right.
just so funny. Did you watch Speak
Right.
on It by chance?
I did all my homework. I watched
Oh,
everything this week. After show, speak on it,
Speak on
everything.
It was very informative.
It was.
Yeah, Candy admitted that production's been mad at her because she hasn't been able to show up. She's like, yeah, no, everybody was mad at me. And
Uh-huh.
while I do see her point, of course production's going to get mad. Like it's just so difficult to coordinate all these people, right? It's like, oh
Right.
my god, Candy, please just like drop one thing.
Right.
But they kind of killed two birds here by being able to film the movie shoot while doing Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it kind of worked.
Right.
And I liked that it was like in her house. It was so creepy to be doing it like in
A
her
choice.
house. And I loved Drew being like, okay, from now on, it's Lifetime or above. And I like Candy being insulted by that. Candy is not here for Drew. That was clear and Speak on It.
I'm ready for
Me
skip the
too.
finale. Let's go to the
Go
reunion,
go there
because
now, because
everyone has
she
been teasing that, like, everyone was coming for Candy. I'm surprised Drew, who was just did this movie for them, was coming for Candy. Like, they got into it a lot at the reunion. So I'm like, it sounds like, based on Kenya's interview with Carlos, she's not really feeling Drew right now. So it's like, well, shit, what's going
uh-huh.
on?
So because she lied so much, I get it. And they're like, I don't even know. We
Uh-huh.
tried to have your back, but like you're just lying. Like you're just
Right.
and Candy made such a good point on Speak on It when she
Mm.
said that her trying to say that I'm doing all this Toya stuff because she's got the movie coming out and I'm trying to like create, but this happened years ago.
Right.
There was no movie in sight. There was no Drew in our like none of that. So what is she even saying? It's all a bunch of reaches. So I
Uh-huh.
would like her to come back though. And go up against Nene, Portia, all the powerhouses,
Uh-huh.
Eva. Like I would love, especially Eva, because Eva's also an actress. And
And her
so
friend in real life. Her and
yeah,
Drew are friends, and yeah,
y-
yeah,
y-
yeah.
so Eva like is a definite bring her back. Imagine, oh my god, what
Yes.
a cast! Like what a fucking cast! It'd be so
Uh-huh.
so good. Then you have revived Atlanta, and if the
Yep.
season still isn't good, even then yeah, unfortunately, it's time for a reboot. But
Yeah.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it wouldn't be bad because all of those personalities together are funny.
Yes.
You know, like they riff,
If
they
nothing
they riff
else.
off each other. They can have just
Uh-huh.
funny read after read after read. Even why not bring back Claudia? I would like to see how that goes. If Nini's
Let's
coming
do
back,
it.
let's do it.
Well, she brought her back, but they didn't air it in the finale,
Mhm.
so
I know.
yeah.
So one thing I was surprised about, because this was being shot in Candy's house and like
Mhm.
Todd is just so cheap, I was surprised that there was an intimacy coordinator, because
Yeah.
that sounds like, oh, he knows what he's supposed to do here. Like I just didn't anticipate that.
You know what? I wonder though, Candy's been doing The Shy for a few years now. I wonder if she picked up on that while she was doing that and was like,
Oh
because she
yeah.
does a lot of butt naked
Yes.
sex scenes on there.
She
So
does, huh?
maybe she was like, oh, well, shit, they make me feel comfortable being butt ass naked. So let me go and get one so Drew can feel great getting ate out from the back. I
Why
don't
am I
know.
sleeping on the chai? I need to see Candy in these
I still
positions.
I've watched it like here and there because my sister loves it. So
Okay.
I'll watch it with her every now and then. But there's just so many shows, and like I'm
I
like, okay,
same.
now it's season 6. I'm like, okay, I'm too far behind. I can't get in it. Maybe one day. Maybe one
Hmm.
day. I'm
Candy
taking.
definitely wouldn't. She said that, yeah, the intimacy coordinator was teaching Drew like the stuff to do and stuff, but eventually Drew was very comfortable.
Ooh,
Uh,
that's what the hell we need to get to.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And Drew definitely repeats before she's about to do the scene. She's like, I just don't know. It's gonna be so hard for me to get into those feelings for a woman. For a woman. She kept saying, I mean, that's gonna be a stretch and a reach. I'm like, it's when you keep repeating that that makes it sound more suspicious.
right.
You know, if you
It's
didn't
like,
say that, I wouldn't think that.
does Drew not sometimes feel like an alien that like just got her new skin and is trying to fit in with the world? Like literally she's walking around like, oh yeah, I do that too. You do that as well? Oh yes, I do that because I'm a normal person. So yes, I do that as well. It's like, okay, major overcompensation going on. Like bring it down like 3 notches and we'll
I
be
do that
okay.
as well.
Like Jesus, what is happening?
I too behave those ways.
Right.
So unnatural for her.
Exactly. God,
Drew is an alien.
she is
She is an
truly.
alien.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
Support for today's episode comes from Jenny Kane. And honestly, the timing could not be more perfect because summer is here and my wardrobe is just, it's sad. It's a sad state. Jenny Kane is a California brand through and through. Their summer staples make getting dressed easier than it's ever been before, because you got to think minimalist and effortless, but totally refined. And that is always in style. From flowy dresses and lightweight cotton cardigans to elevated versions of your everyday basics, not to mention the most incredible home essentials too. Jenny Kane is here to help you live your best summer yet. And for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order. Go to jennykane.com and use the code She Speaks to get 15% off. I just picked up a fabulous new pair of sandals. They're so classic, but so unique at the same time. Like this little knot detail. The quality is so high end. My feet feel rich when I wear these things. In any season, but especially in this one, their dresses are the it items, like the Cove dress or the Road dress. And then they have this day dress, which is so good if you need like an everyday throw on staple. I get compliments anytime I wear a Jenny Kane dress. And they're comfortable, so you can just like live in them all season long. Jenny Kane, though, is most known for their super luxe cashmere sweaters, but trust us, they do summer cotton better than anyone. The Chloe cardigan is my new favorite for beach days, and their cotton fisherman sweater is a bestseller all year long. Everything in the Jenny Kane collection is designed so intentionally that you can like style pieces together without a second thought. Jenny Kane's all about the art of simplicity, the focus on comfort, quality, and timeless design. So that's why you can just wear this wardrobe forever. You're so easily put together. And their home essentials are stunning. Timeless furniture pieces, cozy throws, perfectly curated decor, and the most incredible incredible candles, you guys. I keep one in every room. Plus, they have a really awesome rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. So find your forever pieces at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SheSpeaks at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at JENNIKAYNE.com. Promo code SheSpeaks. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
Today's sponsor is Via Hemp, and you might be sick of hearing me talk about it because I'm constantly eating their gummies. They have an extensive line of THC and CBD products that ships to all 50 states. The reason is their THC is derived from organic hemp and not marijuana, so you can enjoy the same cannabis experience you know and love without the medical card. Via Hemp Company's gummy line is so extensive. They cater to very specific effect in the mind. You got 2 milligram THC to 50 milligram THC. So if you want a microdose or something more potent, they've got you. Also, the gummies are so delicious. They're vegan and they're organic. I have to catch myself from eating more than what I want. And Via is the only lifestyle hemp brand. They offer a craft cannabis experience. They use compounds found in hemp along with active plant extracts to create products each with a very specific effect in mind. Whether you want to get better sleep, ease anxiety, enhance your mood, or just get high, they've got you covered. They also do have zero THC products if THC just is not your jam, so you can still take advantage of their amazing CBD line with products designed for sleep, focus, energy, the good stuff. If you are 21 or older and want to try their products, go to viahemp.com and use code SheSpeaks for 15% off. Plus, they will add a pack of their award-winning THC gummies to your order. Go to the link in the description or type in viahemp.com and use code SheSpeaks for 15% off plus free gummies. Here's one thing that's really, really great though. Anytime anyone's pregnant in Atlanta, you know who you're gonna see? Dr. Jackie.
Ooh, ooh.
I love
Yeah.
her. I love seeing her.
Literally for like every 20 Dr. Jackie appearances we get like one Dr. Simone appearance.
I know.
And one Dr. Heavenly appearance. It's like never, it's so unbalanced. But Jackie's like, I'm collecting all these checks, bitch. Y'all aren't getting none of this money from me. I respect it.
And if I had to pick, I think I would go Dr. Simone over Dr. Jackie if I was, because Dr. Simone's more my girl. I love Simone. I need
to hear her laugh in person one time before I die.
Yes, she's funny. Boy. I need her to I need that. But I do get why Dr. Jackie is the more maybe popular one because she's serious. She's so healthy. Like, I get it. But like, I want a little messy doctor.
But also, doesn't it, I'm sorry to be, I just like tried to hold you up to Sonya not too long ago, but now I got to rip you down for a little bit. Doesn't it feel like a Sonya move to be going to Dr. Jackie? Like you just moved to Atlanta. Like you definitely, that's the it doctor. I got to go to her. Like,
100%. 100%. Deuce was so cute in that doctor's visit. Dr. Jackie goes, "Do you have any questions for the doctor?" And he goes, "Thank you." And Ross's fine ass sitting in that corner of that office. Oh my God. When he's being supportive of Sonya, nothing turns me on more than Ross being support. Oh my God. Like
while smiling.
Last season when he like came around and realized like why Sonya was reticent to get pregnant again. And he was like, I've thought about it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play this when I need to get in the mood.
Thinks what?
He is so hot. Like Ross can get it. Okay, but let's move on then to more of this episode because Lance, the party planner, had amazing hair.
My God.
It was like a construction of like architectural feat on top of his head.
It was like Bronner Brothers hair show, like from the 90s. Good Lord.
It looked like you know how dolls have like plastic hair? It almost looked like that type of hair. But to me, I was like, he can handle Sheree.
Wait a minute. Do your algorithms give you those videos of like the dolls, like the hair being sewn into the doll head?
No.
My algorithm gives me everything. Like those, like, you like scrolling and you get those like 6 reels in a row.
Yes.
Like, I remember I just watched one the other day and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're so curious. You're like, what the fuck is this? I click on it. It's a doll. Like, someone's sewing the hair on a doll. So then, of course, you watch one of them. Now your timeline's full of them. I'm like, God damn it. I didn't
Yeah,
mean
no,
to,
I
mean to
hate
watch
when
all
that
of
happens
this.
to me too.
Yes.
Like, or when I accidentally like something and I'm like, no, unlike. Oh no, how do I let you
Yes.
know? Please don't show me this ever again.
Right. And liking on Instagram now is so aggressive that heart flies. It's just like, what is happening? Oh my God. This is too much. Good Lord. I hate it here.
Okay, Ralph, when he fucking stops by the trailer, and the first thing he walks in, he's like, "Is the heat on?" And Drew's like, "You do not get to complain because this is my
Yes.
trailer." Okay,
Yes.
and he's like, "Fuck, she's right." So I won't
Very
complain.
relatable. I'm the person that loves it freezing cold.
Me too.
You cannot have heat in here. I'm sorry. No, bring your own little personal heater.
Yeah,
You'll be
no,
all right. Bring a blanket.
if you would, unless it was like the dead of winter and we were in the middle of like the desert, I would have heat on, but that is the only acceptable time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is kind of cool outside, keep it cool. I want it 68 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Very much
68
that.
degrees. Yes. Especially in a
Mhm.
hotel room. Like I'm going to the thermostat and because sometimes it's not accurate. I'm like, this may say it's set to
Right.
68. It needs to go.
Nope. I'm the type too. I'm not a diva about much when it comes to like hotels. Cause as long as I'll do all my stuff ahead of time. I'm like, I want this. I pick all that stuff. As long as they like give me that, I'm fine. I don't need to ever talk to you again from the whole time I leave the
Same.
hotel. I don't need room, housekeeping, none of that. I'm okay. But the one thing that I will absolutely come back to you about is if that AC does not get down to what it's supposed to. I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, I need a new room. I need a new room. This is not. I am going to die in this room. It does not get cold. I
don't do
sweat.
hot. I don't do hot. I can't sleep.
Can't do it.
I
Me
can't
neither.
sleep because I'm like everything's hot. I gotta like lay with my arms out, my legs out. I'm like, ugh.
Right, because I need I need to sleep in a blanket.
I need a blanket.
Right.
Even if it's just for me to like basically kick my leg out and have like one little segment on me. I need that. I need to I need just a little bit. But if I can't even handle my own body touching itself, I can't sleep. Oh, I cannot sleep. No, no.
I stayed at when I came to LA, I stayed at one of the night, I had a plan for it because it was a friend's birthday. So like we were going to stay at a super nice hotel, like everything. That room did not get nearly cold enough. I was like, I hate this.
I hate this.
I would have rather stayed at the fucking soup right up the street and
if it had AC.
Life. Exactly. Like, what is going on?
Actually, that would be like something you should do. Like you walk in, like they take you to your room and you're like, hold on, don't leave yet. And then you like test the thermostat. You're like, no, you're not leaving until I make sure this thing gets down. Because if it doesn't,
exactly,
we're going somewhere else.
Okay.
But Drew is being such a disgusting creep about the scene. Like the questions he's asking are like real. He's like, she was munching. Munching?
Ralph,
no one says munching.
Right.
That is, by the way, if that is what you can call what you're doing it wrong.
Right.
That's not what should happen down there. Number one.
Right.
Number two, then he goes, did you have an orgasm? Okay, are you new to her acting career? She has done intimate scenes before. Like,
right.
Because it's happening? You're gross. He's gross.
Weirdo.
She's trying to get like deep about the acting of it all, and he's like, wait a minute. Ugh, can't stand him. He is so unattractive to me now because like who he is. I can't
he's such a dweeb.
know him.
Like,
yeah, he's not cool. He's gross. Get out of here.
That whole thing last week when he said when he was like word vomiting everything he learned from like Encyclopedia Britannica, and he like goes, everything I'm saying is very intellectual right now. I'm like, shut up. Like, get out of here.
No one should ever say that about something they've said.
No, never.
No one should ever like finish a sentence and be like, this is actually very intellectual, what I'm saying. Then it's not. If you're saying that, then it's actually not. We don't need you to inform us of what intellectual sounds like. And that was not it, just so we're clear.
Exactly. No.
Marlo's foster care event, it is literally just Sonia and Courtney. Scott Lee does show up, but he misses her speech. And Sheree does come eventually. And even though they're going to try, Sheree's going to be like, I'm sorry, I was planning this. Sheree, you're always late. Like, always late. I don't want to hear it.
She didn't want to be there.
That sip and see was gorgeous, but I'll tell you who was the most standout to me looking, Cynthia. Cynthia
Yes.
shut it down in her look for the sip and see.
A model, baby.
The
A
face, the
model.
look, because it was the shades of nude, and she kind of gave like a
Mm-hmm.
rose gold. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, her hair, everything. She's like, listen, I'm only doing a couple episodes, and I'm gonna make them worth it.
Yes. I thought Kenya looked amazing too, just because I love that color chocolate like on her. It was like chocolate on chocolate. She
Why
looked
do I
really
not
good to me
remember what
too.
she was wearing?
It was very simple though. It was like a little peekaboo titty
Oh
moment.
yeah,
So
gorgeous.
yeah,
Gorgeous,
she looked
gorgeous,
really good.
gorgeous.
Hair was good too. Like I honestly, I hope. Oh God, I'm gonna start adding this to my prayer list. Actually, I hope that Kenya Moore hair care becomes more successful than Skinny Girl, so that we can have like, because she's on the way there. Like she's in a ton of like.
Yeah, she's
I
about to
go
be
to
in
stores and see her
20,000 stores.
wild. Like that's amazing. And now she's about to start. If she starts popping up these spas and like all this stuff, I'm here for it. Here
It
for
needs to
it.
happen. It really does.
Yeah.
It needs to happen. There's a
Uh-huh.
market, a wide open market for it, and she's
Yep.
doing it right because she keeps it like the branding's good. So yeah, let's hope we just knock Bethany out of here.
Uh-huh. Get her out of here.
Drew won't go in because of Anthony's messy ass, and they cut to him like walking into the party, and he is a mess. He
Chaos.
looks
Yeah.
like the guy you don't want to come inside. Like he looks like the guy you're like, oh my
No.
God, it's Anthony. Don't look. Oh my God, it's Anthony.
Right.
Don't look. Is he looking over here? Does he know we're here?
He's
Fuck.
he's the equivalent of like Catch in New York. Like no one wants to be caught
No
dead in
one wants to
Anthony.
go-
No.
He's just walking around looking for trouble. Like he walks in, he's like, what's happening over here? I'm like, stay away.
Right. He walked up on Candy and Sheree at he knew they were
He
about to
was
talk about him.
waiting.
Yes.
He was like, I know that I'm going to be the topic of discussion because that's what I've made sure I am. But this Drew says,
right.
now look, Drew lies. So it's hard to know if this is really what happened. And she had like no part in it, but she claims that they were at a club and he threw her shoe at her. So the police were called.
Wild.
And it was super extra. Now I can see it happening. But
yes.
I can also see Drew
He
saying
admitted to
some
it.
shit. Yeah, exactly. I can see when he's like, well, she threw a bag at me. Now I'm like, was that a different time? Because I couldn't tell if he was saying that happened right before and that's why he retaliated, or if like that happened just totally separately. And then he was like, I'll get you next time, bitch. Because it just, the two of them together, like, wasn't he her assistant, Drew's assistant?
Yes, talking bad about Sheree, and then Sheree paid him off.
Worst
so now
combination.
Exactly. Best friends with Sheree now. Now he's on a mission to get Drew. So it's weird. Weirdo behavior.
Yeah.
I'll never stop shouting it at the rooftop either. The same guy that caused all that bullshit on Basketball Wives too. He just hops around from reality show to reality show, starting shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't want him around anymore.
No.
We're done. Okay. Yeah. Bye, Anthony. But they've been at this sip and see for hours and still no Sheree or Mecca. And I'm like, wouldn't it be like they all got there? It was kind of light outside. Now it is dark. It is like 10. It is like 10 p.m. and there's still nothing. But when Candy goes over and tells Drew that Drew didn't feel comfortable coming in, Anthony goes, ain't nobody worry about Drew's wide ass.
Child. And see that, because Drew, by no stretch of the imagination, is Drew fat.
No.
But this to me feels like it came from the Sheree, Marlo, Sonya side of things. Because Marlo, every chance she gets, talks about Drew's body. So that definitely came like right from them.
No, you're not wrong about that. You know, it was like, I feel like wide has been an adjective they've already used in their confessionals this season.
What was Marlo at the Sip and Tea?
Good question.
Why do I not remember her? Let me look.
Was she there?
I don't know. There were group pictures. I'll look while you
okay,
talk.
Yeah. Sheree pretends though. She's like, I thought you guys were good, Anthony. Sheree, shut up. Right? But then Anthony goes, the issue I have with her is her marriage is unsuccessful and her career is down the drain. These have nothing to do with you though, Anthony. Like that can't be the issue you have with her. That's not a thing. Like you can't.
Nothing.
That has nothing to do with her.
God,
he claims that she hit him with her cheap purse, First, I don't try to hit women. I live for women. Oh, we can tell.
Right. God.
Which Marlo wasn't there, was she?
No, I just looked at a big group picture. I see
Huh.
Sonia, Manetta, Shamia, Courtney, Deshaun Snow, Sheree, Lisa Wu, Kenya, Kenya's friend, is it Anika, Akila, or someone? Cynthia, Candy, and apparently Drew came in at some point because she's in the picture, so that happened. So I don't know. Marlo did not, because I had to think about it. I was like, I normally, if I don't remember anything else about Marlo, I remember at least what she was wearing to something. Don't remember that, so she wasn't there, I guess. Da-da-da.
Kenya talks to Martell, though. First, she's like, can we talk? He's like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. Like, all right. Okay. But this conversation was kind of funny because it's like she wasn't apologizing. She was trying to get him to apologize. It was like translation of everything she said. Like she goes, when things went left, I didn't have anybody there to match your energy. So I had to match your energy. What? Yeah, a stretch. That's fine. But then, of course, what's Sheree do in her confessional? Like she does all the time. She's like, oh, she's complaining she doesn't have a man. Well, bitch, you don't ever have a man with you.
But look at the men you always have with you, Sheree.
I hate that, like Potomac and Atlanta, they always do that insult.
Yes.
What man do you have? Who cares? Stop asking. Me. Stop making. That's not
especially
an insult
when you
to
look
people.
around and look at the men that y'all have on y'all. It's like, is this a prize?
Tyrone.
Right.
Martell, like, okay, we're
Bob.
Good. Bob. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Bob.
We're gonna get the Bob. Yeah.
Okay, Bob. But then Martell says, he goes, regardless of what happened that night, I apologize. And Kenya just says, thank you. Thank you for the apology. So Martell and Sheree are like, aren't you gonna apologize? Right. She's like, I was defending myself, but if I offended you, I apologize. But I never cursed at you. And then they flash back to her, you fucking piece of shit.
Yes.
And then Martell goes, I thought you were about to punch me. Oh, were you scared, Martell?
Right.
Get out of here.
You've been through worse on your show. Like, did they actually swing on you on that show?
I was right. I was going to say, haven't they been in actual fights on that show?
Yes.
We got an Apollo spotting. He was there. Apollo was there. By the time they present Mecca, it is late. This kid is asleep.
Yes.
She's like it is 11 p.m. Okay. Like, right. I was in bed. She is so cute though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like,
this whole event, like, I don't know where Sheree got this money, but that was stunning. That looked expensive. Like, that was a beautiful, like, everything was a photo shoot. You could take a picture anywhere. I don't know where she got it from, but it was there. But it kind of annoyed me. Yeah. That Kenya's friend wasn't in nude. Yeah.
But in blue, like, I agree that was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Especially since Kenya is like the police of that type of stuff. You know, remember when on Ultimate Girls Trip when she's like, I had a nanny that tried to get on a private plane in sweats. You just don't do that. It's like, well, then you don't also do that. Right? I did kind of feel like I felt that was a lot for a baby to have to go through, to like have all of these people just like staring at you and being like, like all loud and stuff. I was like, on Speak On It, they talked about that. Like, that was a lot to do to that baby. That was just about Sheree. They got that baby as chill. Because I was waiting for that baby to start sobbing and crying and freaking out because it was so many freaking people, right? And it was so about Sheree that she's even getting her glam team. Like, this is a family party, but she's got a glam team up there before the pictures start, and that's when Bob stands up there with his daughter, whom Sheree has never met.
Let's talk about this. So, is that by any stretch of the imagination, do we think Sheree hasn't met this daughter? Like, they put on a scene because they acted like they didn't know, but think she knew? There's no way Sheree could, because a lot of things had to go right for this not to happen. One, Bob, okay, we can give it to Bob. Maybe Bob did keep the secret all this time, but you're telling me the kids that are around Sheree all the time, none of them happen to mention it. Oh, by the way, our mystery sibling that no one knew about
They've never
was
said the
there
name
today.
Candace. Like they've never said
Right.
Candace was there and then Sheree. Oh, that's a good point.
I can't think about like your sister. If your dad popped up and he was like, "Oh, this is my other daughter," how fast would you call your sister on the phone?
Yeah. No, you're right.
I can't imagine this. That's beyond wild to me. Sure, if it's actually true, then this is the wildest thing that ever happened on this show. Because like, where did this child come from, and how did you hide her for 30 years?
Well, this just changed this whole thing. I thought I was believing it. I was because Bob is that audacious. Bob,
it may be, yeah.
and he wasn't like, no, she know. Like, why would they fake it?
It's weird. I don't know. Like, my only thought was like that it had to have been something for like a moment for Sheree, right? But I just can't. Nothing. I don't know. Maybe it might be though. But I just cannot imagine Sheree did not know about this girl. Like maybe you've never. Okay, I'll give it to you. Maybe you've never met her. Y'all were divorced, different moms, like all that kind of stuff. Never met her, but you knew about this girl, Sheree. You knew about her at least.
Oh, this changes everything. Guys, tell us what you think. Do you think Sheree is faking this for the cameras? Which would be very weird.
Would be.
Like, why?
But Sheree's a very weird person.
And I guess that actually does kind of make sense because Bob was even more Bob than normal about it. Like he was like, we were on a need to know basis then when the girl, I'm sorry, but the scene of Candy was hysterical in this scene though. Trying to figure it out. Like she was really funny. Like she, like all of them like, huh? Like that classic.
Pulling the camera back and getting all like 5 or 6 of them, their reactions at the same time. It's like, okay. Whoa. Like, no. Bob, what's happening?
Because then Bob does say, I didn't think it was going to be a Bob Inquisition. So maybe that's like his way of being like, I thought when we did this bit, I wouldn't get any heat for it from you guys. And because he was a little shady in his responses, like not shady, but like vague in his responses. Like when he's like, we were on a need to know basis.
Right.
I don't know. Okay. I could see your theory panning out actually.
The fact I will say I was impressed by a couple of the words he dropped because when he goes when they said, so you did your own baby reveal at this baby reveal, and he goes,
apropos.
Yeah, I found it to be apropos. I was like, okay, Bob, all right.
I thought that was an interesting. I'm like, since when do you talk like that?
Right.
But that you are kind of okay. You're glad I could see it now. I can actually see what you're saying because it is.
I'm interested to see what your comments say. Yeah. I want to know what the people think.
It's not outlandish for Bob to be that horrible because Bob is awful. But okay, I'm going to go back and watch it with different eyes, and I'm going to see because you know me, I'm so once someone tells me a conspiracy, I'm like, that is fact. That's what happened. So now I'm just like, that's it. But weigh in, guys.
Because another thing I was thinking, I was like, okay, we know Sheree Whitfield. This, no offense, Sheree, very vain, very all about the appearance and everything. You mean to tell me this girl that you don't know is in your family photos and you're not saying a thing about it? Hey,
Candy said that specifically. Like, you're going to let her be in your family photos and you don't even know who it is?
Hello?
Oh.
Like, it doesn't track to me. I'm telling you, I will give it to Sheree. Okay, maybe you've never met her. Okay, I can believe that. That actually makes sense to me. I can believe that you've never met her. But you're telling me your kids have never mentioned her. You didn't find it weird that she's in your family photos. All of this is going on. You're trying to convince me of all of this right now? I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it.
I like that. Okay, I'm going to go with that. That's what we believe. Final answer.
There we go.
Next week is the finale.
Wow.
I am right there with you. Just get to the reunion.
Yes. I want to, as a matter of fact, normally they will drop like the reunion trailer before we actually even see the premiere. So hopefully tomorrow, the next day, hopefully we actually get this reunion trailer because I want to see it. That's what I'm interested in.
And they better edit it better than they did last season. Last season's editing of that trailer was so bad. It was like, do you want us not to be excited? Because mission accomplished. They did that weird thing with like the birds the birds chirping, and it was like kind of insulting, almost making it sound like it was boring for them even. Like, I don't know, it was weird. But it wasn't it wasn't great because unfortunately Marlo, you don't get anywhere with Marlo. In the same breath that she tells you something horrible about yourself, like something awful, then she's like, but I am a changed person and I'm the victim of their words, you know.
They did a whole thing about no.
No.
All
right, let's go to New York.
right.
Oh, by the question, this is not about New York, but have you watched this season of College Hill season 2?
I have not yet, and I love that show.
So good.
With Jocelyn and Amber Rose. Yeah.
It is.
I'm going to watch it at some point. I'm going to binge it.
I really think that College Hill Celebrity Edition is one of the best shows on television, hands down, because it gives you so many different things. Like you get to watch them grow. You get to watch the teachers teach. You get to learn about Black history. It's you get drama on drama on drama.
It's everybody's different reality TV style too, coming together into one mixture. Like the thought of having Ray J, Jocelyn, Amber Rose, he is so ridiculous. It's a shame. I'm gonna watch. Yeah, that's been on my list to watch for a while because I love season 1. I love season 1 with Nene.
So good.
Yes, Dream Doll and all of them, but I never did get to watch season. I just never got around to it. So yes.
I cannot recommend it enough because, guys, the final episode, they do like a final project. It is so fucking good. So I like the journey I went on with that show. I might even watch it from start to finish again. It's that good because I always watch it like in the background and I miss stuff. But like, I also love that they always include a sports person too. So you get that energy that's kind of like not.
Oh, it was Tiana Taylor's husband. What's his name?
Ilan? No.
Iman Shumpert. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. No, he's so good. And oh my God, can't say enough good stuff. Please, when you watch it, maybe we'll have to talk about it because it is like just excellent television. And Tiffany, it's New York. She's there. And she's like, so what are you going to do? You can't just so many moments where she's being Tiffany, you never know if Tiffany's being dead serious, but I think she's always being dead serious. And that is why she's so funny.
Right.
Because she does some stuff like in classrooms, like here and there. And like, she's acting like she's dead serious. Like she starts singing and everyone is like, what do we do? Just laugh. It's so fucking funny. And she just stays oblivious. Like when the teacher's like, that was great. She's like, thank you. Like, like I swear Tiffany's not trying to be funny when she's being funny.
I'm taking, my birthday month, I take very seriously. I'm taking PTO like all throughout my month. So
when do you start your PTO?
I'm taking an extended Labor Day weekend. So I'm off like that Monday, of course, is Labor Day. I'm taking that Tuesday and Wednesday off as well. Duh. And then, later on in the month is Renaissance time. So I'm taking a week off, and, gotta go do that. I still gotta get my outfit.
I'm gonna try to get tickets. I'm gonna try to get tickets.
Okay. I've seen multiple people because the scalpers are like scrambling like the day of.
Yeah.
Wait until like literally a couple of hours before the concert and see if you can get a ticket.
Really? For like a good price.
It might drop like significantly. Because these are the people that like bought the tickets on the Ticketmaster and then like shot up the prices and now they can't get rid of them. So they're like, well, shit, I want to turn some money around. So
because there still are quite a bit of seats available at
they fill up day
of. So that makes sense that that's the plan. Because I'm telling you, I might just get my outfit just in case. Maybe I'll just go near the SoFi Stadium and like listen to it from outside.
When is it?
I think it's September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I think she's doing 3.
Ooh,
maybe it's just 2
in Houston.
Maybe it's just 2. But I know, but it's fucking soon. And I'm so mad at my 2 friends. This is why I wish I had rich parents, but her dad got them last minute surprise tickets to Beyonce in Vegas.
Oh,
I don't like that. So they're dead to me.
Yes, obviously.
They're I don't even want to talk to them ever again. So that's fine.
Don't blame you.
Don't blame you.
I
can't handle that. Okay.
New York. I said that to say I'll pick one of those days to watch season 2. So there we go.
I got Beyonce sidetracked. Sorry.
Me too.
And I swear, if anybody talks during On mute.
Everybody on mute.
Shut your goddamn mouths. Those videos of people,
win.
those videos of people getting mad at some people. I have been laughing my face off. People screaming at everyone like shit.
I love it. I love it. Deserved.
Okay. New York. Brynn and Jessel, they go shopping, and Jessel, she throws so much shade at Erin's invitation. She's like, have you seen the invitation? There's like all these sponsors on the bottom of it. I just respect. Jessel, you're allowed to throw shade at that. But Brynn, she chimes in. But then Brynn asked Jessel if she apologized for the cackling hags line. And Jessel goes, that was included in my general apology I gave her at my party. That's some iconic shit to me. I'm sorry. Like,
yes.
Because I really don't think Jessel intends to be mean at all. I think she's like, what? But then she goes, should I do a separate apology? Okay, I guess. But she's like, she's not mean. She's just oblivious.
Yes.
I love
absolutely what it is. Me too. I'm a Jessel fan.
Oh, I like her and her husband, the two of them together.
Yes.
Really, really good.
I like Erin. I love her and Erin's they're like not even beef, but like they're it feels like what you imagine when you think of like rich, snooty, like passive aggressive tension between like two like competing classes. Like that's what it feels like to me. So every time they're around each other, like the subtle shade that like gets thrown is just divine.
Have you seen the rumors or the speculation rather that Jessel doesn't really live in New York? She just rented the apartment for the show.
I saw that. She responded. I saw too.
Yeah, she's like, I guess I'm renting my husband and kids too.
Right.
Did she respond about whether or not she lived in New York?
No, that was what I was talking about.
Yeah, right. Which is interesting because then other people replied and were like, so is it true that you, and she didn't reply to that.
Right.
So if it's true, I mean, I don't like when people throw shade just because someone rents. Renting is renting is expensive too. Like, so
right.
I don't know. The place is gorgeous. If they could afford to rent that, then awesome.
Right.
But it seems so lived in and seems so specific to them that it doesn't feel like a rental they picked up.
No. And nowadays I feel like that's such a lazy read because one, like you said, like it costs just as much, if not more, most times to rent something. But two, we now know that like ownership, especially when it comes to property, just isn't for everyone. It doesn't make sense for everyone's situation. Some people, depending on what you do and your lifestyle and how often you're there, it might make sense to rent somewhere with a friend. It might make sense rent somewhere alone. It might make sense for you to get roots and buy a house there. Everyone's situation is different. So like, that's such a lazy kind of blind item.
We're over that now. We're over like, so she's renting. Like, if she's not getting evicted because she can't afford the rent, then that's some tea. But like, this isn't like
Shut up. That is so stupid.
I know most women don't like shaving their legs, you know, because it's like one more thing we have to do. But I always get such bad skin irritation when I shave my legs. And my old razor had like a serum around it. So to me, that was like, if this doesn't make it any better, then nothing will. But then Athena Club sponsored the pod. So they sent me products. So I tried it like I have to, you know, you want to make sure I can talk about it. I was pretty blown away. Not only did I not have any irritation, but I didn't get that fearful, I'm going to cut myself feeling when I went over the knee. You know what I'm talking about. There are safeguards that are built into the razor. And the water activated serum has shea butter and hyaluronic acid in it. So all of that combination plus the cloud shave foam, it really moisturizes and like softens your skin and your follicles. So I think that's got a lot to do with why there's less irritation. So now I have no excuse to shave my legs. So thanks, Athena Razor Club. But honestly, now I don't dread it, right? And here's the best part. The kit's only $10 and it comes with 2 blade heads, a magnetic hook, which is the best part, and your your choice of handle color. And they have all kinds of fab colors. It was really hard to pick from. I picked the blue, but there was a rose gold one I really wanted too. So maybe I'll just collect all of them. And here's the thing, it's Athena Club. So you don't have to think about razor refills because you choose how often you want replacement blades shipped to you. And you can now find them in Target stores nationwide. So it's easy to swing by a Target and pick one up whenever you need more blades. Switch to the better razor and show your skin you care with Athena Club. Get started today by shopping in-store at Target stores nationwide. Just head to the shaving aisle to find the razor kit, cloud shave foam, wax strips, and razor refills.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
I don't know about you guys, but I love game nights. I love going to parties where there's going to be a type of game. And this new game has come into my orbit and I'm really excited about it. So, we can't resist a scandalous celebrity headline, right? So the question we've all been obsessed with is who killed Mia? We're talking, of course, about the epic new murder mystery game from today's sponsor, Relatable. You may know them for their internet famous party games like What Do You Meme, Let's Get Deep, and New Phone Who Dis. So their first foray into a murder mystery game is going to be unlike anything else out there. Who Killed Mia is a fresh take on a murder mystery storyline for the social media age, centered around the fictional but incredibly realistic influencer Mia Starr and her untimely death at the Replay Awards. Players will work to solve the case using a mix of physical and immersive digital evidence, like hacking into Mia's phone, as well as gripping live action videos to uncover the killer. Find the game on the Relatable website, as well as at Target, Walmart, and Amazon. Follow along on Instagram at Real Mia Star and at Who Killed Mia. My sister always has game nights at her house, so I brought this one over and it was a blast and I won. So I love this game. It's a murder mystery game, and I love true crime. And so do basically everyone else I know. At least the women. Women tend to like true crime more than men. But we were eating this up because you get to use your phone, you get to go online. They have all this interactive stuff. It was a blast. When it comes to stalking your favorite celebrity, you always get to the bottom of it. But can you get to the bottom of the murder of the world's favorite influencer and solve the case of who killed Mia? Find out at your next game night. This is a groundbreaking, digitally immersive murder mystery game from Relatable, the creators of the hit game, What Do You Mean? And you can also save 20% with promo code She Speaks at relatable.com/who killed Mia. Celeb news stalkers, it's your time to shine. I like that Jenna has this interior design moment because I got excited, like, ooh, are we going to get like a touch of that too? Like, I would love throwing a little like interior design scene here and there. Like, I love that shit. So if we're going to throw that stuff in the middle of RHONY, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I love some HGTV interior shit.
Yes,
Love
especially coming from Jenna Lyons. Please. Love that. Erin, when she goes to dinner with her man, her slit in that dress was up there. It was.
That's how you know. That's how you get a ring, baby. That's how you get a big rock. Okay.
Yeah. As soon as he wouldn't check his coat, I knew that there had to have been jewelry in it, and she knew too. She knew too. She's like, "You're not going to check your coat," and she didn't like look. She's like, "That's weird," but I think in her head, she's like, "He's probably trying to." Yeah. He orders a drink that he doesn't like, so he switches. This is how it gets brought up. He switches to Don Julio on the rocks, and the server goes, "Do you want a big rock or lots of rocks?" And then Erin goes, "I want a big rock." And he goes, "Oh, you do?" Bam.
I saw on one of the pages, oh God, I always feel bad when I do this because I don't remember who I see stuff on because we follow so many Bravo accounts and stuff that I never remember.
I know, right?
But he commented on someone's because they asked, one of the people in the comments asked, okay, do y'all think this was a planned moment or did this just like, was perfect, everything aligned, coincident, like whatever it was? And the person tagged and they were like, well, let's ask him, what does he think? And he actually commented back and he was like, no, I was not expecting this at all. It worked out perfectly. And he was like, he didn't, because my mind was like, okay, well, did you know, like, you know your wife. Did you think she was going to make that joke or were you and the waitress in on this? But he said it was complete happenstance.
It was the luckiest segue.
Right.
Or setup, rather. Because I was like, that is too perfect.
Right.
Too perfect. Okay. Then this next scene is the Jessel Pavitt going over applications scene. And I saved a couple of the lines from it because it was gold.
Yes.
It was absolute fucking gold. Hold on.
Yes.
She says they have schools in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Hong Kong, New York. He goes, we only care about New York. That's where we live.
Right.
Then she goes, this is the best one. She goes, oh my God, they're asking for boards and organizations. Are you part of anything except for like the fried chicken committee? He goes, it's a street food association of New York City. I thought she was just making fun of him for like eating fried chicken a lot.
Me too.
But then he's like, no, I actually am. And she calls it the fried chicken committee.
I love that. I love that.
and then she's like, he's very about her son. He's very socially inept. Is inept the right word? And then they look it up. It's not at all what you think it is.
Your cat just scared the crap out of me. She peeked out from behind the TV for a quick second, then she jumped down. I was like, what is that right behind you?
Penny, are you getting in the shot? Is she still in the shot? Can you see her?
She is now. Yeah.
Oh, little Penny. Hi, boo. Isn't she cute? She's so tiny.
Oh, she's gone.
She thinks I want to. Now she's over here. She's like, now she's here. She's like, hey, are we hanging out? No, not now. One of the schools is 62,000. I would have been shocked by that, but I'm in LA and I have a friend who's looking for fucking kindergartens, and it's $100,000.
Wild. Public school it is. Sorry, kids. Like, no.
What?
Put those kids in one of those PSs. Isn't what they call in New York PS 115 or PS 108? I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Wow. But it does really make sense though that if you start at a school like that, then you're always surrounded by that level of wealth.
Yeah.
And that's why Jessel wants to be a part of it. But like, that's not the way I was brought up at all. No, it's a whole different world.
Can you imagine the culture shock for these kids when they're like, if this is the only kind of school they've known, and then like, knock on wood, Jessel and Pavitt lose their money somehow, and then they got to go to public school with the rest of us plebeians and eat the square pizza and all. They would like, those kids would be like, no, school is not for me anymore. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's one thing when you go to school. I still can't get over it that Jessel thought a selling point though for one of the schools was they had a charcuterie board and wine. It's like one of my favorite lines ever. She's so sincerely excited about that. And he's like, that's not for the kids. That doesn't matter. Like,
right.
That doesn't affect anything that we have to deal with.
Can I tell you, when I went and got my MBA, one of their selling points too was, and we give you a MacBook Air and an iPad. And at the time, I was like, oh my God, I don't have to buy that now. That's amazing. And then when I got there, I was like, oh, well, because you charged me over $30,000. So yeah, that makes fucking sense. Okay.
Yeah, you better.
So I bought it. Okay, great. Good to know.
Exactly. It's a trick. You guys are pretending that you give it to me, but I'm absolutely paying for it.
Yes. I used that computer for like a decade after too, so that was kind of worth the money, not gonna lie.
Respect.
Yes, I'd like wore that MacBook into the ground. So
yep.
I'll take it.
At one point too, Jessel says, Tom Cruise's kids went there. You could be rubbing elbows with that. Who says rubbing elbows? Jessel does. No one says
and
rubbing.
I love that she said she said they went there, and it's like, well, they don't go there now, so like, how am I gonna rub elbows with them? Like,
they're long gone. They're long
right.
gone. So over to Cy and David's. First, Cy almost kills her child for coloring on the white rug. Like, I was like, oh, run. That kid needs to run. Because she was like, what? She was like, I'm about to fucking kill you.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but T.I. and Tiny, in their house, on their show Family Hustle, in their house, they had an all white room. So like white floor, like white couch, white floor, like literally everything was white. I had such anxiety just watching it on TV. I couldn't imagine having a room like that in my house. Even that, like, she just had an area that was all white. Like, no. No,
with
no, no.
kids.
These kids that eat hot Cheetos and Fagos and all. No, 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 no. Sorry.
Every time
Doesn't
I'm
make sense to me.
around like a kid, like a 1-year-old
They're
or
so
2-year-old, they
sticky.
do so many things that you can't
Yes.
control. Like it's like, how did you do that? Like,
Right.
oh, stop
No, no,
touching
no.
stuff. They're like, I don't know. So yeah, same. But her husband is the kindest man and has such
Mm-hmm.
compassion for Jessel. Like he's not gonna let Sai be the mean girl with Jessel. And I was
Yes.
like, that we've never seen. Usually the husbands kind of co-sign what
Right, right,
what they're
right.
saying, but he's like
Agree with
on
them no matter what.
yeah, he's like on top of taking care of twins. She's starting work again. If someone called me pampered, I might be pissed off too. Think of how overwhelming her past year has been.
Mm.
Oh, thank you, David.
Right.
You're right. Yeah, tell him to shut up.
Right.
Yeah. And then he says he finds it funny that they even come to Sai to talk about their feelings. And this explains why I can't get a read on Sai.
Mm.
She admits, she's like, I don't do feelings. It's my upbringing. Like, you don't be a victim, don't wallow. And I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. That's why like nothing's really permeating her.
Right, 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 exactly. Do you know Candy says the exact same thing, but hers is like she can express it like for herself, like everything. She's a R&B artist, like she's a writer, like it makes sense that like she's emotional. But like when other people try to like connect with her like about emotions, she's like, okay, what is this? What am I supposed to do? Okay, pat on the head, like okay.
Sorry. It's
Yes.
so awkward for her. She's like,
sorry, no,
go
hate
away.
this.
Okay, Uba can't go because of COVID, and that fucking sucks. I'm glad that she took the test before though, because I would have sucked if like she partied with everyone and then the next day she's like, "Ooh, guys, sorry," because then they would have had to like shut the production down for a while.
Right. Then Aaron would have been a super spreader because they would have blamed it on Aaron, like, "Well, your party was a super spreader," and Uba's in the background like, "Hee, it wasn't me." Yeah, it was, motherfucker.
Aaron's dad brings a quote friend who could not have. She gave the bombastic side eye.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, you're on camera, honey. We saw the whole thing. She was like,
Yeah.
she did not approve of that outfit.
Oof.
It was
Oof,
right
oof.
front and center. It was okay. All right.
Was this not the most like I don't know how much work they did, but like was it not the most between the Atlanta episode with like Sheree's decorations and stuff and Aaron's like absolutely beautiful decor, like the wow, like I want to get into
events.
Right, I want to get into fucking party planning. Like, good lord.
Yeah, gorge. Aaron has to have a security guy follow her around because she's got all those jewels on. I forgot that that's a thing. I forgot that they're like, oh no, we don't just like hope you bring him back. We ensure you bring him back.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, borrowing jewelry is like a thing. So
I think they used to do that with the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I think, like, remember that $1 million bra? Do you remember?
Oh my god.
A bra like made completely out of diamonds.
Totally forgot about that.
Yes, I think like as soon as a girl went backstage, they had to like snatch it off. They're like, okay, Tari, titties out. Just give me that right now.
Don't
That's
even
mine.
think about it.
Right. Nope, they belong to me. Sorry.
Brynn comes in wearing sunglasses and doesn't deny it. She's like, I'm flying pretty high, so keep the glasses on because the eyes are bloodshot. I'm like, girl, respect that she's like, I'm single. I have been drinking all day. Maybe didn't sleep well last night. Who knows? But don't even ask about it. Right. But you could tell Brynn was drunk going in there. She was drunk walking in that door or buzzed or something. But then her line to Jessel, she's like, this place feels like Bank of America holiday party meets charity gala meets a bar mitzvah. I was like, okay, actually, yeah.
It looks like all of those things, actually.
But
the waterfall just happened to be a beautiful touch, though.
Yes, it was. No, it was a stunning event. Stunning.
Yeah.
But the Meredith Marks and Brooks sighting, I forgot. I was like, oh, yes. This has kind of proved to me that Meredith is more New York and like she's just really not Utah.
Right.
She doesn't. Yeah. She would make sense on RHONY to me.
I would say, I wonder how she would fit in with this cast.
I think interesting. Actually, maybe not, because the SLC cast is just a bunch of whack jobs. And
They're
so
all weird. Yeah.
she's a whack job. That married Mark,
Yeah.
they all have the weird voice. I love recapping Salt Lake City because I love their voices. Their voices are so ridiculous. And Meredith
Yes.
is crazy.
They're also, yeah, that cast
They're
is
weird.
wow.
They
Wow,
are
wow, wow,
like
wow.
Whitney, the way Whitney talks, the way, like a robot, and I don't even understand
Yes.
it like that.
It
And then
drives me
Lisa Barlow, her
insane.
fucking voice, like all of their voices are so crazy.
Yes.
So yeah, Meredith belongs on that wild, crazy ride that is Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest show, weirdest franchise.
That's her forte.
Yeah.
Did they say how they knew each other though? Or does she know the husband? Like, who does she?
I don't
How
know.
did
I wasn't paying. Honestly wasn't really paying attention to what she said. I was just like, oh, I heard her say to Brooks, "You have to come over for Shabbat," and he's like, "I know, I do," and then that's all I paid
Nothing
attention.
else.
Yeah, I
Right.
wasn't paying attention.
They made that on social media a much bigger moment than it was. Though. I thought
Of
they were like
course
gonna
they
have
did.
like saying like they highlighted that. I'm like, oh well, shit, Meredith's in some scenes. Maybe she's gonna start some shit tonight. But it's like, oh no, that was it.
They did the same
they're
thing
done.
on Jersey last season. Like a housewife shows up. Oh, Ashley Darby shows up to
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Teresa's bridal shower or something, and like they hyped it up, but it's like literally nothing. She was just there.
Oh, right.
So
Weird.
Bryn then goes over to David, and this is where I was like, ooh, she's a little too drunk, because first the joke is okay. First it's joke like, oh, if you're ready to get divorced, I'm single. End it there. Be done.
Right.
But she's drunk, and Bryn has since gone on her social media and is like, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Sorry, Aaron. I love you guys. Like she knows she fucked up, but she was just like thinking she was being funny because she keeps joking like, oh, there's no contract. And he's like, there's a like he doesn't know how to handle it.
Right.
You know? So it just went a little too far. And then she jokes like, don't say my name instead of Aaron's. I knew immediately that she was making reference to Friends.
Yeah.
But apparently people didn't know that. I forget that like that's an older reference now. I forget that about TV.
Are we old bitches?
Yes,
we are.
yes. I forgot. Like I forget that like if you're not not everyone watched Friends, it wasn't like everyone's thing.
There's nothing more like sad than like realizing you're the old motherfucker in the room.
Oh,
like,
honey.
when these people at work come up to me talking about yes sir, no sir, I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, are you talking to me?
I was always
Like,
the
no.
youngest. Like when I first started working in restaurants, I was always the baby. And like I took it for granted. I really did. And then
truly
and then someone new came in who was younger than me after a few years. And I was like, what do you mean?
Right. Like, who are you, first of all? And get the hell out of here.
No, I know. It is a weird realization. Like, oh, I get older.
What's sadder is I've been in my like with my company, I went there and then left to go finish school in another state. Then I came back and started working for them again. And I started off as the baby, but I've been there so long now that like now I'm one of the middle-aged, so like it's even like wilder now because it's like, oh wow, I used to be like, no, I'm the baby. Then it's like, oh, okay, well those two were younger than me, and now it's like everyone's younger than me. Wow, okay, I'm training everyone to be on my team, so that's crazy. And you all just graduated college, so that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
When people are younger than you, it's like, is that allowed?
Right. How dare you?
How dare you? Go away.
I hate this.
Get out of here, fucker. But then Bryn does switch it and say, I'm really interested in Aaron's dad. And I thought that would be like enough to redeem her from that moment, but we see next week that he's gonna go be messy and tell Aaron, who has a problem. Jessel said it. I didn't talk about that line, but Jessel's like, she's had a problem with you, Sai, now me. And then Bryn like reluctantly is like, so there's like the common denominator. I'm like, yeah, Aaron will have a problem with everyone over any little thing. So David going and telling Aaron like the next day, oh, I thought it was inappropriate. I'm like, you were just starting something. You're being messy.
Right.
Because then she said she really wanted Aaron's dad. Obviously she's kidding.
Right.
Or is she?
I don't know. Maybe.
Right?
She said she'll date your dad, so I don't know.
I loved Jenna's outfit. I thought it was fucking chic as hell. The white with this thing in the crop, sexy, but like, oh, it was awesome. And she has the body for it.
Yes.
But she's single. They dated for almost a year and a half, and this person wanted to live more out in the open. And so It was sad. But then Jessica jokes like, do you want to have a threesome with me and my husband? And she takes it on the chin because then Jenna says rightfully, like, I don't know if you guys haven't had sex in like a year and a half. I don't know if I want to be. And Jessel just takes it. She goes, no, it'd be perfect. You could coach us. I'm sorry. I think that Jessel's handling this like attack on her marriage. I think she's handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like it could easily like take someone down, but she's like, oh, well.
The Jenna thing is a little weird to me because
Ooh.
if the girlfriend wanted to like, you know, live out loud, like for lack of a better word, for like, I couldn't find anything gayer to say, obviously. But like,
I almost said that too. Did I say that? I almost did. I almost said it. So one of us had to.
Right. It was bound to come out regardless. But if she wanted to like, you know, I'm guessing wanted to like let it be known that they're in a relationship and just wanted to live like that. It's wild to me that I'm inferring now. I don't know for a fact, but obviously I guess Jenna didn't want to do that. But then also Jenna's on a reality show. So like, how do those two things go together? Like,
I'm telling you, she had to be talked into this to do this show. And I told you at the premiere, at the premiere, she looked like she was still not 100% sure this is what she wanted to do because she's admitted she's not like a big, you know, attention person. So, and that's all they were getting. They were the stars of it. And it was a lot. Like I could only imagine knowing Jenna now just from the show that night must have been a lot for her. Cause like, it's just like they stand there and people are constantly waiting to talk to them. Right. When I did hear Jenna speak, I could tell she was like, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Like, I don't know if I like this or not. So, which is why I was worried that she may not come back again, but maybe this is like teaching her that she's a lot more comfortable being open than she thinks she is. Like maybe that's where we're going, which would be a cool journey, you know?
Yeah. Maybe she'll, by the reunion, she'll be guns blazing. Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm here for it.
Then we get to the speeches.
Dear God.
That would make me mad. And David was right to worry. He's like, I just hope they don't go on. And Aaron's like, 2 minutes. You can't cut people off. Once they start, you can't be like, shut up.
God.
Shut up. And I just inside jokes that only the people telling the story and the couple get. You're like, okay.
Like, why am I here? Why?
Like, over and
once
it's
again,
a renewal.
Barely any food. Barely any food.
Fucked up. I agree. No. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Sai should get in trouble because she got so pissed that Jenna Lyons left without saying goodbye. So like, it's only fair that she has to answer to dipping out. But I got it. I understood it. Cause if I'm now so hungry, I can't even say goodbye to you because I'm going to yell at you for not having food here.
Right. And also, I feel like there's a difference between dipping out of a girl's night at someone's house than dipping out at a wedding with 1,000 people there. So like, you know, you won't miss me, girl. I'm going to get food because you're obviously trying to starve me to death. So I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to go.
But while the speeches are going, you know, the girls are being silly and Brynn is saying like she's like, you're rich, you're hot, you're in love. Okay, let's just keep drinking. And then Sai turns around, she goes, you sound like a bitter hag. And Jessica goes, it's cackling hag. See, then they talk about going to Nobu, which I've never understood anything more than being like at an event where there isn't enough food and being like, when can we leave to go eat? I just want to sit down and order food and know that food is coming to me because I cannot handle this.
I will say though, I've never been at an event like that and then like want to go get fine dining. Like I always want some like let's go get some cheap shit like
In-N-Out.
Let's go get some In-N-Out, some Crystals or something like that. Something just super fucking gross to put on our stomach.
That's like what people do like after the Oscars, like they're all in there done up and they're like, I just want a burger.
Right.
I just want a burger now.
I've dieted for this all year. Like, no, I'm going to eat to my heart's content right now.
I've just literally given myself the biggest craving for a burger.
I know. And I'm nowhere near an In-N-Out. Like, literally,
you're nowhere near. And here's the downfall.
And I would like one.
All the California peeps that have In-N-Out experience know this. There's always a line.
Always.
And In-N-Out doesn't deliver. Like, you can't DoorDash or Postmates it.
Really?
that's how fucking cool In-N-Out is. They're like, no, 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 no. We can't, we're not going to, because they wouldn't be able to handle it. They always have a line. So how would they prioritize the DoorDash or the
Yeah,
Postmates orders? They're like, we barely get it together. So yeah.
that's true.
So if you want it, you have to get in your car and you have to
And
sit in
leave
your
it
car.
and go. Yep. I always go inside. I never go in the drive. I always
I don't
go
blame you.
inside.
That's a
I'm
good
like, yeah,
idea. That's a lot of
always.
people think that's the way to go. I
Because I
actually
like
think
they
it's about
recommend
the
stuff to me. Because there's a whole. That's why they couldn't do like a DoorDash either. Because like there's a whole secret menu you
yep.
ask about and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like, yeah, I need the things.
You need the things totally.
Mhm.
But up comes Aaron's sister.
She
And
came in hot.
She said, hi, because they're like, hi. She's like, hi. It's really rude to be arguing during the speeches. And first, Brynn does exactly what I wanted to do. She's like, are you about to go do this with everybody? Because everybody's talking.
Right.
But Jenna, thank God, was there because Jenna kept that down. She's like, no, 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 she's right. She's right. She's right. But then right when they've been like, we're sorry, up comes Aaron's mom, who's like, hi. And they're like, we got in trouble. We can't talk to you. We can't talk to you right now. We just got in trouble.
Which would be me, obviously.
And I like want to know what the dynamic is then. Cause like, is Aaron's mom, like, how would she not want them to be quiet and listen to the thing? Like, why was she equally uninterested?
Right.
And then why was the sister like, not, I don't know. Like, it was just a really weird family dynamic that I like explained a little bit better.
Right. The sister came in like hot, and it gave me almost like I already like, you know what it felt like? It felt like that's my sister. She's told me some stuff about y'all that I already
that's
have
exactly what it felt like.
Yes, a preconceived notion, and now you bitches are talking during the speeches. Oh no. You gotta shut up or get out.
That is
That's
exactly what I got too. It's like Aaron said, those bitches better not fucking talk the whole time. They better not fight. And so the sister went on like extra reactive mode because it felt like they really weren't talking that loud compared to everyone else.
Right.
You know?
It's like the speeches were boring as hell anyway. Like no one's listening to that. Like, get out of here.
But then no surprise, Aaron shushes the crowd when she's giving her vows.
Right.
So Aaron, there's a lot of people talking. I'm like, all right. You guys should not have had that many speeches before you guys went up. You should have gone first, then the speeches.
Right. Or broken them up or no, it's just too much. Like, no.
Because they're only fun for the people that are included in it.
Because the thing is, they're not taking them seriously because it's not a real wedding. It's like a
renewal.
vow renewal. Oh, yeah. So like, no, it's just like, you say y'all want to give your vows.
Yeah.
We thought you wanted to feed us. You didn't. So like we all got expectations that were let down here,
we learned the hard way that you don't like, because Sai asked like for the food and there's pigs in a blanket.
Right.
Which is also surprised. I'm sure they weren't pork because I'm sure it had to be kosher, but still it's meat. And like, I was surprised. Was this really all you had there? Was there going to be a dinner at some point? Are we going to see that next time? Like, are they going to be like, now it's time for the dinner portion of the evening?
Let me tell you what I would have expected going into this dinner.
Tell me now.
I would have expected a few different platters for at least one, absolutely a stuffed mushroom. Another one, a little bruschetta. Another one, something, pedestrian, maybe a little shrimp cocktail, for the girls, something like that. And then for dealer's choice for the last one, something that, maybe, I don't know I've been to stuff where they do like a mini burger, or they do like
little sliders.
like little sliders or little I went to like one where they did like little chicken and waffles. So we're like,
how cute is that?
Amazing. Like, so there could have been options. Like that didn't need to be it. And you've got the money for it. Like, look at this venue.
Yeah, she doesn't, like, clearly Aaron doesn't prioritize food, we get it.
Obviously, right.
We get it. And so I understand Sai being like, are you fucking kidding? So she does the Irish exit, the Irish goodbye. I love doing that. That's one of my, like, when I'm at a party, like the only reason I said goodbye to my sister at her wedding was because I was like, it's her wedding. Like, I don't want to just
right.
be like, I dipped out, like, didn't say anything. But generally, it's like, nope, because as soon as I say goodbye, it's going to be, no,
exactly.
Don't. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I will
talk
text
to
you
people
when I get into my car.
Right. Had a
was
great
such a
time.
great
Thanks.
That's how you do it.
Exactly.
But Aaron has to be pissed. That's what Aaron does. Aaron gets mad. She gets mad at
Aaron
shit.
gets mad.
And she's like, so next week she's gonna have a thing to say about it. And Saya goes, I really don't fucking care. Jenna tells her, and she's like, I truly don't care.
I love it.
Me too.
They're heating up. I love it.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the way like this season is going because like they've given us so much time to like genuinely get to know the people instead of like throwing drama like heavy into our faces. We got to know like each of their personalities.
Totally.
And so now the drama, like I'm invested in it because like now the argument's gonna be like, okay, oh that's so Bran, or oh that's so Aaron.
Yes.
Like I feel now you can like have a stake in it. I love that.
That's such a good way to put it. Now we know them enough, and like now we can be like, that's so Aaron.
Right. I love it.
That's so like Aaron. Okay. Thanks, Kendrick. Thanks for after a long work day showing up for She Speaks Bravo. We appreciate you.
Thank you. And thank you for showing up for me this weekend.
Of
Emily
course.
recorded with me. She's on my newest episode. So go
It's a
check
good,
that
you
out.
guys, that I'm not kidding, guys, when I say this. It's one of my favorite episodes we've ever recorded together.
Yes.
It was just like a good, easy conversation that got all the tangents, but Kendrick did such a good job of keeping us on task. So we covered all the points he wanted to cover. It had good pay. I really love it. So I'll actually link the episode directly in my description because I want you guys to check it out. We got into all of the things. It was a great show. So reality and comics too.
And we talked about part 2 of the Kenya and Carlos interview on here, but we talked about part 1 on mine. So
look at
perfect.
that. See, there we go. And also make sure you're following at Reality Comics too. And I love you guys. Mean it. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, would you mind leaving me a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you are listening? If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget there's the super thanks option down at the bottom, the little button with the $ and the heart. And also I'm on buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo if you want to buy me a little coffee or 2 or 5. And my Patreon, that is where I'm covering all of the classic Bravo jams. If you want to follow me over there and subscribe, link is in the description. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok at She Speaks Bravo. And whoever the guest was for today, all their information is always in the episode description. So if you want to follow them and check them out, check there for the info. And any of the sponsor codes that I mentioned in this episode will also be in the description. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.